No.
What the fuck happened last week?
I was playing Pokemon Go.
Did you win?
I don't know if there's a winning. I caught a lot of Pokemon.
Okay.
And, there must be somebody who watches this show who friended me because, like, through Facebook, because I am friends with Team Bloomquist.
Oh,
on Pokemon Go. Yes.
Very good.
He's Team Bloomquist is one of my friends. So if you
it might actually be Scott. He's weird enough to actually do that shit.
I don't know. I didn't. I mean, it probably said when I was just connecting through Facebook. But whoever you are, any of my Facebook friends who also are super nerds who play Pokemon, I had fun though. So it's like got to catch them all.
Is that like a cigar or like a cigarette?
So apparently, Curtis Lake has brought clove cigarettes to the party today.
So we're gonna
so we're gonna try that out.
They're pretty tasty though. They're like it's almost like a decaf swisher that tastes really good.
A decaf swisher that tastes good. I don't know. It's been 30 years since I smoked a clove cigarette, probably.
All right.
You look
smoking
fabulous.
Cloves.
Smoking cloves.
Drinking beer.
Cloves.
Hanging out.
Yeah, you got a new mug.
Got a new mug.
Yeah. We like our Rock and Randall mugs, but it's like, okay, so I went kayaking today. I don't know what you did today, but I went kayaking.
I watched kayaking at the U.S. Olympics.
Did you really?
Or I mean, not the U.S. Olympics. I watched the U.S. Olympic team kayak on TV.
Okay, I wasn't doing any competitive kayaking. I just went to Lake Adger, went kayaking. But my
I would assume you wouldn't be.
No.
Just saying.
No. It's just, hey, there's a lot of places where I compete in my life, and flatwater kayaking is not one of them. It is one of the very few where I don't get competitive with it. Really is. But one thing, the Matrix, because I live life in the Matrix. That's my car, by the way. I have a Toyota Matrix. The Matrix has a thermometer in it. So when I was loading up my kayak, it said that the parking lot was 101 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling down the road, it was 90.
It's hot as fuck.
It is so hot. It is, and it made me think today. I was like, we live here in the South, and every time it rains, which is like, I don't know, 300 of the 365 days, that people are like, we need the rain. Nobody says, have you ever heard anybody say, we need the heat? Has anybody ever said that?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Curtis might have.
Yeah, I love the heat. This is beautiful weather for me. I'm basking in the sun.
Oh my gosh. Roy, of course, is in Oregon. Roy Bain is here, and he's got a podcast. He's the one that got us started on StreamYard, so thank you, Roy.
Yep.
He says, hey, now it's cold on the beach today. Dude, it's 90 here. It's 100 degrees.
Oh, speaking of Oregon, we're getting all your damn freaking fire bullshit out here.
Yes.
It's like all hazy and smoky out here.
Yes, and you said you smelled smoke the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't, because I don't have a very good sense of smell. Hey, I mean, that's been going on for like 20 years. So that's totally separate. Nothing current events there. Me not being able to smell has been I was probably like 22. Yeah.
So what is that? Let me see that. Let me see the box.
Okay. What are we brand promoting today?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
They're awesome.
That's actually good.
Huh. Well, no, there's the camera.
Well, there's the fucking camera.
I know it's super confusing.
Whatever that is, that's good.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay.
Tastes really nice.
Gotcha. A good thing you got the Surgeon General warning in there too. I don't want to be.
Well, there's that.
Try to.
Don't fucking die.
Great. We're great. We're promoting smoking. Yeah. Oh, Scott is here from California. He says, sending you greetings and wildfire smoke. Yes, you have said plenty. It's all super hazy here right now.
Well, it is. It's like horrible.
Yeah. It's
now, last night it like rained, so I thought today would be like not hazy, but today it is.
It's funny, in Idaho, this is super normal for this time of year, so we just call it fire season at the end of the summer.
Fire season, yeah. Fire season in the West. I see Tom is here. He says, hey, Kate and Steve. Hey, Tom. Thanks for being here. Chuck is here saying hello, y'all. I feel like I need to show Roy's comment now, too, because he's like, hey, now it's cold on the beach today. And Chuck says, we have a bunch of fires in Oregon still. And that's so sad. I mean, obviously, we're being a little... and Roy is actually filling us in, too. He said it's up to 400,000 acres now.
It's crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
I've lived in Idaho during the fires, and it really is incredible. I mean, there's absolutely no escaping it. Like when it's hot outside, at least you can go, go inside. And even if your air conditioning is broken, you can go like to the grocery store, into the freezer section. You can get a little bit of relief. Right. But when your air quality is so terrible with smoke from fires, there's just no escaping it.
I know.
It's terrible.
By the way, these do not taste like the cloves of when I was in junior high school.
It's So good. There's progress.
Yeah.
Progress.
This is like actually really good.
Good. So what are you drinking today, Steve? You've got mystery drink there. Ultra.
Basic bitch.
And I'm drinking Chelada. But yeah, we have to put our insulated mugs because it's so cold.
It
So hot
works.
outside. Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make up some stickers for our little things. I mean, thank you, Uline. I order lots of boxes, so they give me free mugs.
Yep.
Number of boxes.
$1,000 worth of boxes last week, right?
3 pallets worth. Yeah. But you know what? I got a free mug out of it.
There you go.
Yours is even a Yeti. Mine's like,
Right.
I don't even know. Mine's like a Stanley. I don't even know what that is, but
It's a janky Yeti.
it's the wannabe Yeti. Hey, but I'm brand colors anyway. Yeah, I just claimed this one
Yeah, mine
first.
does say Yeti.
Yours is so much heavier than mine
on
too.
that side.
Yeah.
So,
Yours
Yeti.
is and it's actually engraved in here or embossed.
Right.
Yours is a lot heavier than mine. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did not.
Yeah, it's really a lot heavier. Like anybody really needs to know that. But yeah, they're obviously building in the quality. So
Yep.
so tell me, Steve, how was your week?
It was all right.
Okay. Hey, that's better than that is like saying it's partly
So-
sunny.
So last weekend, my boy Dylan Brown, he pretty much cleaned up Charlotte.
Oh.
And of course, he got an engine tore down, so I had to get it back to him, for this weekend and stuff like that. But anytime one of our customers gets tore down after winning $10,000, we're gonna get
He'll
them
make it
back
happen.
together. Ironically, 2 weeks before he just won $10,000, so it was like a little bit easier deal. I had him back together in a day, rather
Right.
than
Because you knew there wasn't any machine work really to be
there
done
was-
or anything.
literally we
It's
had to
just
do nothing other than put the engine back together. So,
yeah, new gaskets.
I mean, good for him. And then my boy Kyle Bronson last night, Lucas Oil, I-80, 53 grand.
$53,000.
Not with my engine, but I'm just
Right.
saying. He's my boy. Love Kyle.
Yeah. Well, and to going back to Charlotte last weekend, didn't you? I saw your post. You had like 5. It was like
The first night, yeah, for the top 5, first, second, third, and fourth were all our stuff on the
Okay.
first night.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know what the count was the second night, but Dylan won, and I'm going to say probably 3 of the top 6 were ours. But
Gotcha. Well, hey, at least then at least you didn't have to stay up late and do an inspection since it's your own stuff.
no, exactly.
That's true. Oh, so we're talking about the cloves here, and Chuck is asking. He says, are those better than Swisher Sweets?
Yes,
Okay.
1,000%. Oh my God, this is like
They're delicious.
it actually tastes really good.
Yeah.
And they burn.
I could actually get fatter right now because I would like eat a bunch of food because this tastes like food,
Mhm.
not like cloves
Right.
from back in the day.
And Brian's here saying howdy. So howdy, Brian.
Yep.
And now we've actually, any tech questions you guys have, feel free to drop them in. I'm actually going to kick it off. I was talking to a person this week who had a question and said I would just bring it to the show.
Right.
So the question was, he opened up his drum. He looked into his drum of fuel, which I think was like a Sunoco something.
Okay.
And he saw rust dust in there.
Right.
So he was concerned and wondering if he should be worried or, what he should do.
Absolutely.
So tell me about that.
Some drums have liners, some don't.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually a whole big controversy this week.
Oh, really?
One of my or a friend on my friends list posted. It was like he cut open one brand of fuel and then VP. He cut open both drums, set them both outside, and like the other brand was like rusted all to shit,
Mm,
where the VP drum was not. So yeah, no, that's a concern, you
right.
know? So
That's
and then
what I
of course
thought.
the other brand of fuel had to come back with like some smart ass comment about store your fuel properly or some shit. But it doesn't matter if you do or not. You're gonna get moisture in it, and yeah. So there's that.
Good to know. Yeah. So definitely be concerned. Don't use it.
Be
Is there-
concerned about it.
Yeah. Is there any salvaging if you've got that rust dust? Is there anything you can do?
To me, if there's rust in the drum, no, there's not.
Just get
Throw it away.
use it in your
Or
lawnmower.
go back and demand they give you a new drum.
Right.
So
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Here we go. Oh, we got some great questions today.
Mhm.
Mark says, brisk spark plugs. Might you know anything about them? Good in your 604s?
No. We tested those. Gosh, what?
It's been a couple years
A
now.
couple
I
years
think.
ago, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't during the.
Yeah. And I had to buy them because they wouldn't send them to like test for free.
I did.
You know, I mean, whatever.
Well, I bought them, but
Yeah,
yeah.
you bought them.
Mhm.
But yeah, no. There's nothing there. So again, it comes back to like what I've said 100 times before on the show. Any spark plug in the right heat range makes X amount of power.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no magic to spark plugs.
But NGK's
What I will say is there are certain plugs that last longer than other plugs. So, I mean, obviously we're like testing, power numbers,
right,
not longevity. In my own son's car, we run Era 94 Autolites.
Mm-hmm.
So, to me, I mean, that's what we use. Take it for what it's worth. The NGKs are great.
Yep. It's a $23 a set if you can get them. 40 bucks a set on the Autolites.
Last longer than anything I've run.
And then, we also are filling in with the AC Delcos as well. And those are the proper
I mean, there is. Yeah,
those are the ones. The ones recommended by GM. We're able to get a bulk deal and get those for $20. I'm not just trying to sell here. This is just what are we talking about? Or we're talking about $100 set of spark plugs versus a $40 set of spark plugs. Are you gaining $60? I mean, I would expect more horsepower out of $60 more.
Yeah, to me, I mean, spark plugs is like, all right. So like a while back, like a couple years ago, we had like people pushing spark plug wires.
Oh yeah, that was going to give you 40 horsepower.
$200 or $300 or whatever the set of wires cost.
Yeah,
that was like the greatest thing since baked bread, and oh my god, these things make 20 horsepower.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. So.
Yeah.
I mean.
Show me the data.
Yeah.
Show me the data.
I mean.
And then Chuck is following up with what about brisk in the 602? Same thing. I mean, it's going to be the same.
Well, no. My friend here. I mean, here I am advertising today. 955 Automotive.
Yeah.
Jason's done some stuff. Jason Orr, 955 Automotive. He's done some stuff. We're in 602s with what he's doing up there, where he will use
Sunoco.
He will use that plug.
Okay.
Because he has seen a little bit of. I mean, we're not talking like the difference between winning and losing a race.
Right.
But we're talking he's seen a little bit of a power gain in whatever heat range he's running on those engines. But again, not the difference between winning and losing a race, but which is why we first wanted to test those plugs, because me and Jason talk like almost daily, honestly.
Right.
And, it was just one of the things where we decided to test them, and I didn't see that on 604s. But I also did not test it on a 602.
Well, more specifically, a 602 running the Sunoco 110 or Sunoco 93,
Correct.
Which is those rules.
Rush fuel.
Versus a 604 running either E85 or CHP.
So, honestly,
depends on your fuel.
I would talk to Jason about it.
Yeah.
Because I honestly don't have the experience with him.
Okay.
Because it doesn't really apply down here to where we're at. I would talk to Jason. And Jason probably recommended a plug that'll work. Yeah. So.
Good. Oh, I see Debbie is here from Newsome. So Newsome Raceway Parts. Of course, you and I both do business with them.
Absolutely.
And we're always grateful for Newsome's support
100%.
The support of Crate Insider. Being an advertiser means you're also a sponsor of the show. So thank you so much for that. We certainly appreciate that.
And if you're going to buy an engine,
buy it at Newsome Raceway Parts. Yep. Absolutely. For sure. Oh, and so we're moving on. We've got lots of.
If we can get an engine.
Well, yeah.
But that's all on GM.
That's a GM.
That's
thing.
not on Newsome. That's on GM.
Yeah, it's on GM.
So I love Newsome.
I do too. I have a couple of engines on order right now.
They're a bunch of badasses up there.
They're great. Well, we've worked with Tim Bland for years and years and
Absolutely.
years. And
for another dealership, which we won't name here.
No. Who is, of course, handling so much at Newsome on the parts side, and it's been a good relationship for, gosh, I mean, I guess I've known Tim since I moved here, really, since the trade show. So I've known him for many years.
I've known Tim for, God, how long?
I can only imagine. I moved here in 2013.
Oh my
So I've known
God.
him since then. I know.
I mean, you don't even think about that. Like,
I know,
when
it's
you're-
years and years. Well, and I know Jimmy,
Yeah.
Jimmy's had that relationship with him as well. My brother, Jimmy Schultz from Dirt Rap. And of course, he and I are working together on putting together the next Cars Racing show. I'm going to go ahead and one of my pet peeves is prematurely promoting,
Well, promote
but
it.
I can go ahead and throw out there January 7th and 8th in Hickory, North Carolina is going to be the Cars Racing show. And
Yeah.
we're looking forward to bringing the gang all back together again.
Yep.
For sure.
And it was fun last year.
That was really such a standalone moment. Honestly, in my whole life, it really was. I mean, the bravery, that really, to have the guts to be the one who's on the hook for that was
During
so
the whole
scary.
Rona thing and everything else.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was a scary deal, but we stuck it out and made it happen. And it was profitable. It was just profitable for so many people. And it's to win, for racers being able to take parts home and see the latest and greatest. And so it'll be good.
And not pulling anything away from PRI.
No, not at all.
By
It's a
any
totally
means. I mean,
different
there's
show.
no
No,
there's no competition there.
No,
I'm
we
just
are
saying
not.
this is like a local Southeast
Regional
trade show that honestly,
Yeah.
and if you talk to anybody who was there, I'm talking like vendors, sellers.
Yeah.
To them, it was better than PRI.
Well, I'll tell you what it was better for me, because after that, I did a whole week having a booth at Bristol, a 10 by 20 booth at Bristol. And I was able to connect with more customers and do more sales in 2 days of a trade show than I was in I was there from Monday through Saturday.
Yep.
And
Evil Assistant Tori was like wide open.
Yeah, at the Cars Racing show.
Yeah.
You just love to find those opportunities to say evil Assistant Tori.
Well, I mean, she is.
She's amazing. Amazing Assistant Tori for anyone who's new here.
Evil.
She's awesome. Love her. All right. Christopher's here. He says, so at Watsonville, they're running alcohol with the 604 crate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so is everybody else west of the Mississippi.
Yeah, exactly. Which makes sense. But, out here, it doesn't make sense.
On the East Coast,
Apparently.
we just don't. Yeah, we just don't.
Yeah, I would much rather run methanol. I mean, if I can run methanol, that's my fuel of choice no matter what.
Yeah. All right. Another comment here. Brett says NGK actually is the manufacturer for AC Delco. If you look right about the seat on the spark plug, it has the NGK long number.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that.
I've never actually looked, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah, cool. All right. And we've got another comment from Chuck. He says, good to know. We pulled a set out of a 602 with like 25 nights, and 3 of the centers were blown out of the plug.
That's like severe detonation, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We're breaking things.
Frank Curtis
Yeah.
slamming cans on the ground.
Yep. We have more comments here. So yeah, that's crazy. Penny's here saying hello. Oh, the center electrode is what Chuck said.
Yep.
Yeah. And and Debbie concurs with us from Newsom. She says, yep, he's correct. If we can get them. If we can get them, I mean, thing is, I know that everybody's doing their best. Every single one of us in this industry, we are just doing our best. And
well, I mean,
it's all we can
we're
do.
victims of what everybody can do for us.
Yeah,
honestly.
Exactly.
And because I buy my engines from them, Newsom, they're a victim of what GM can do for them. So it's just a snowball effect, honestly.
Well, and GM is subject to whoever. I mean, when you look at an engine.
And by the way, Debbie, please, I've told Tim, make sure you charge me for those last 2 604s.
Okay.
On my card.
Okay.
Call me Monday, please.
Okay. Take your money.
Just call me Monday, please, and take my money.
Take my money. Steve's gonna make it rain.
Yeah, Monday. Yeah, call me Monday, please.
Tomorrow. Yep.
Debbie.
Great. You're gonna make sure those get paid for.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, well, I mean, it's what's interesting about an engine, or like with anything, we think of it as like a single source supplier, like that GM's being slow. But when you look at an engine, I mean, how many different components, how many smaller manufacturers? Well, not even smaller, but how many parts manufacturers are contributing parts that go all together into this entire assembly?
Right. Yeah. And I mean, it's we're talking third-party manufacturers.
Right. Which is, I mean, very typical.
Yeah. Correct.
It's nothing that's out of the usual.
I mean, what people don't understand is like Detroit isn't producing 604s. Detroit's producing components that they go to a third-party manufacturer to produce 604s.
Well, I don't know that for
Well,
exact,
no,
but I would say your
no,
rings come from one place, your bearings come from somewhere else.
Well, I mean,
and together you're
that's
bringing
all
all
combined.
together.
But I'm saying you don't have like 35 or 40 or $60 an hour dudes putting together 604s.
Mm.
It goes to a third-party manufacturer who puts these engines together.
I didn't know
right?
that.
But they
I
still
thought
have
GM
to
assembled them.
No, well, GM does.
Okay.
GM, but it's not the guys on the assembly line who are in the unions making a bunch of money. It's Joe Blow and whatever part of Michigan putting them together at whatever shop. That's how that works.
You know what it reminds me of is, did I tell you about the weird job that I had in high school for a summer? I mean, not just like working at a restaurant. Well, anyway, I grew up in New Ulm, Minnesota, and it is a home for 3M. So,
yeah.
Do you know that? I mean, I didn't work at 3M because like that's a big deal to work at 3M. But I worked at a contractor put circuit boards together. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was just like putting puzzles together all day with like the little resistors and the whatever they were called and soldering. I could solder on a circuit board. Like I did that when I was, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, as far as like, I didn't know any of the why. I didn't know what I just knew the red thing went here and that you soldered that. Right. That's the part I knew. But yeah, I mean, just so what I'm saying from that is that we were doing work that was contracted from 3M. Right. We were doing 3M work, but we weren't getting, I'm making, $8 an hour.
Right.
And, whereas if you were at 3M, back then you would have been making, $28 an hour. So yeah.
Well,
definitely.
And no, nobody can blame the Mexicans right now because I know I get calls every day. Oh, damn, Mexicans won't freaking produce engines. No, that's not the case.
No.
We moved production back here. Trump essentially made it to where production got moved back in the United States 4 years ago.
Yeah,
3 years ago?
3 years ago. It was within an hour. And then, of course, there was we didn't promote a heavy because, of course, there's a transition.
No,
but yeah,
we got a bunch of lazy Americans who don't want to freaking work.
Oh, my goodness. We don't have to go all that way.
We can go that way.
Debbie says she does say, well, we do always like to take your money. So, so good.
I'm offering up. Call me Monday, please. Please call me Monday. Yeah. I've told Tim like 12 times in the last 2 months to have you call me.
Okay. All right. Oh, and look, Chad is here. He says New Ulm is north of Lost Island, Iowa.
Where is that?
Lost Island, Iowa, since you say Iowa doesn't exist.
Well, that's why it's fucking lost, because it doesn't exist. But I'm just saying.
Well, anything in Minnesota is.
I have no idea where Lost Island, Iowa is, which tells me it doesn't exist.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. If I can't see you, you can't see me, right? Yeah, and choices. Now, here's a good question. How many nights are NGKs good for in a 602 Sport Mod 100 octane Sunoco? So what would you have to say to Troy?
I tell my customers to change plugs 602 every time they change springs. So I'm going to say 5 races.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, if you want peak performance, I'd change them every 5 races.
Mm-hmm. All right. Chris says, hey, kids.
Uh-huh.
So keep asking those questions. Drop them in. Any other interesting stories or anything for me? Of course, I have seen you in the last 2 weeks. It's not like this is the first time I've seen you.
No, I'm sitting here thinking, God, what happened last week? There was something that happened last week that was like really interesting. I'm trying to think about it.
Oh, like current events?
No, like racing wise.
Oh. You had a lot of winners.
Well, there was that. But,
hey, you know what I'm really glad about? We had rain last night, but it was weird. It rained at my house. Torrential downpour. Torrential downpour. And you said at your house,
I'm like 8 miles away.
Yeah, 8 miles away, and you said there didn't even
not even a drop. No.
Crazy deal. Well, we have had a lot of racing this summer. Not as many cancellations. I remember like 5 years ago where it was like half the events were canceled because of rain.
Right.
So it's been a summer where we're getting just the same amount of rain, but at least it's not happening on weekends.
Yeah.
So So that part's
There's
good.
that.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. Oh, actually, okay, we got a comment here, and this is going to be a story.
Mhm.
Chad says, homework for next week. We actually do know this story, Chad. He messaged it to me. Google the announcer that got fired over the national anthem at Forsyth County Speedway.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I know it was the Des Moines Register. If it's the right speedway that I'm thinking of, and he was a guest announcer.
Yeah.
And he was just going off on some of the changes the NFL's looking to make, and was started being it really like. I agree with him to a point until he went full racist.
I didn't see it as being racist.
Yeah, I did. I mean, yeah, like the clueless race. Yeah, it was.
I
for the most part, I agreed with him, but then he got into those like basically those people and calling it separate, and then that was just wrong. So, but he was apparently he was
a fill-in announcer.
He was a fill-in,
the announcer.
And his normal. I got a story to tie together here for you because apparently his the track that he normally announces at is Fairmont Raceway in Fairmont, Minnesota.
Okay.
Right, and apparently they had posted on their Facebook page that they were going to make sure that next time he announced that they were going to all give him a standing ovation. And I'm sure the hate just like rolled in because eventually they took that Facebook post down. Well, do you remember? I think it wouldn't have been last summer. It must have been the summer before where my dad went up to Minnesota because he was inducted into the Fairmont Hall of Fame.
Right. Oh, yeah. All right. There you go.
So there's like the connection there, but remember they were bringing some of those legends of racing back to the track.
And your dad's not a racist.
No. I'm just saying, like,
it's
it's one thing to talk about like this thing that happened over here, but it's like, yeah, I'm familiar with Fairmont. Like, I don't remember the track, but it was one of the few places in Minnesota that my dad raced. So I mean, my family's originally from Minnesota, but Dad became a race car driver like when I was 1 year old, and because there was not as much racing in Minnesota, we moved the whole family to Iowa.
The place that
doesn't exist. Yeah. So I don't exist, and Anyway, the most racing. There was a lot more racing in Iowa, and then of course, we built a whole business and a career in racing, based out of Waterloo, Iowa. Is Waterloo?
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you really need me to drag you to Iowa?
Just fucking with you.
I know you are.
I got a joke about Iowa. I just do.
I know. It's just it's like a running joke on the show here.
Full on flyover country. So nobody actually lands there. They all fly over the top of it. So.
Well, okay. So just to share with the audience here, we live in Rutherford County, North Carolina,
which is like also doesn't exist.
Well, no. I'm going to tell you. So Rutherford County does exist, but
because of the Revolutionary War.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to go there, but what I was going to say is one of our neighbors is Polk County. So that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with it. Do you want to take it from here?
I have never met one person in this. I've lived here 25 years. I've never met one person from the center of Polk County.
It's always.
I live on the edge of Polk County.
On the edge of Polk County.
This isn't even a joke. I mean, this it's turned into a joke, but I'm dead fucking serious.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, I live on the edge of Polk County. Really? Where's that? Well, kind of like, close to Rutherfordton. Or Rutherford County.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, how close? Well, I don't know, like 5 miles. Okay, so you live in the center of Polk County. No, I live on the edge of Polk County.
Edge of Polk County. There's like this like whole border, It's like it's like a bug bite where
I've
all
never
of it's like
met one
border.
person that says, yeah, I'm from the center of Polk County.
Yeah, that's hilarious. All right. Back to the real stuff here. Mark says, hey, Steve. Well, he didn't say, hey, Steve. I'm putting that in. He says, because it's really for you. It's not for me. Any new header or oil testing you want to share?
Yeah.
True. We have done some, and we haven't published it.
No, we're not going to for a little bit. But, like header-wise, I gave Profab an idea. Well, I shouldn't say I gave them an idea. Me and Andy kind of both talked about a few things. Andy from Profab, and on some collector stuff. So
there won't be any changes till 2022.
Yeah, they came up with
right
a collector deal. Apparently, the first time it was done, it was at another shop other than mine, but it showed progress. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I'm not going to say anything until I do it.
Yeah, right.
Now,
Well,
once I do it, then I'll release the information. As far as oil testing, right now, I mean, honestly, what's in my kid's car is a Daytona 1.
And you guys are you guys using the full synthetic, the 540?
Yes.
Okay.
It's high. It's not cheap oil.
No, but we've been selling.
Well, I put a 525 in my kid's car last week, or I did. Me and my brother and my son. We put a 525 in his car last week. We did a bunch of testing on Thursday.
Okay.
On the dyno, and we used Buck's braking oil, so the Daytona 1 braking oil.
Yep.
And then we switched to the
540. That's gonna be the full synthetic.
Yeah, that was like 5 horsepower.
Oh wow.
On a 525.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want 5 horsepower, which again, I'm just saying, it's not the difference between winning and losing races.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, to me right now, it's the best stuff on the market. Second would be absolutely Clods.
Mm-hmm.
Third would be Schaefer's.
Okay. So. Yeah, great stuff.
Which I put the Schaefer's in every engine leaves out of my shop. So.
Right. Because one thing, you're just kind of a side note, if you're going to buy a new engine, make sure that you're going to do not use a full synthetic the first time that you're dumping oil into an engine. I mean, I don't know that everybody knows that. It can't. There's always going to be somebody. Maybe 90% of our audience knows that, and that's great.
Well, I mean, there's like full synthetic, quote unquote. Then there's full synthetic.
Right.
So it just kind of depends on what.
Well, they usually call the full synthetics. They usually, with air quotes, by the way, for anybody who is listening later on the podcast, are really a semi-synthetic, or they'll call it a semi-synthetic, which means that it still has some of the fossil fuel type of components.
Dinosaur oil. Yeah,
dinosaur oil in there, which we want when we're breaking in an engine.
Correct.
We want that for sure. All right. Oh, and Chad. Oh, okay. Back to the Iowa story. Chad Lestrange says he was there.
For your dad's deal?
No. At the announcer.
Oh, at the announcer deal?
The announcer deal before
awesome.
It blew up on social media. So that's a trip.
That's pretty.
So now I can add on to the story. Like, hey, you know what? I know somebody was there. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it happened. Well, now we know it.
I know a guy.
Hey, here's what I'm happy about, because I'm gonna ranty for a minute. Hey, Curtis.
Would you mind?
I'm gonna be ranty for just a minute. I really am. So I'm just exhausted with news. I'm exhausted with only getting part of a story. I want to hear the whole thing, whether I like it or not. I'd really like some truth. Right. So at least by having someone in our audience here who was here at that event, or there at that event, now I know that the news article that we read was legitimate,
right?
And that it really was the whole story. You know, I'm glad, because it's so rare. You only get a partial of any story anymore, and it's disgusting to me.
Fucking flies. What's with the goddamn flies out here?
I don't know.
It's almost like we're outside and it's warm.
I know.
Yeah, it's hot outside. Yeah. All right. Next up, Chuck says, I have a Dirtworks DW8 running a crate, but open motor headers. How much power am I losing? DW8. I don't know what that is. Must be
it's Dirtworks, but I mean,
open motor headers. But running a crate, are you running a 602 or are you running a 604?
Yeah, I mean,
because that does make a difference.
And what size are the open motor headers?
Oh, like what size is the collector?
Tubing size, length.
Yeah, like if it's inch and 5/8, inch and 3/4.
I'm going to say you probably are, just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Because normally what we found is like
crate 602.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a 602.
Okay, yeah. So, if you're running open motor headers on a 602, yes, you're losing out.
Well, at least the flange matches. Because one thing that we've seen is that when people try to swap headers around, a 602 is going to have the same exhaust ports as any Chevy 350 out there. But a 604 although the bolt patterns are the same, the size and configuration of the exhaust ports on those heads is different.
Well, bolt pattern versus height of port. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I mean, you could bolt them on. I mean, they'd fit, but the flange.
Yeah. I mean, what size is the primary tubes?
Yeah. So.
I mean, if you're running an 1 3/4 primary tube, then yeah, you're absolutely freaking, you're throwing shit away. So.
Yeah, you want to like you really an inch and 5/8 to 1 3/4.
Correct.
3-inch collector. Yeah. Oh, and I do have Mike here. He says Waterloo, Iowa, were the best tractors are built. John Deere tractors. That's where they were based out of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was John Deere country where I came from.
I never knew that John Deere tractors existed.
You know, there was like, okay, I lived a half a mile.
Curtis ever like, really?
He says, yeah.
I come from farmland, so everybody owns one and their mom does too.
Right.
Yeah, so it was funny. I actually lived about a half mile from school, but it was, I think there were maybe like another 8 houses down our street, and then it was a cornfield. Like there was a literal cornfield that I would have to walk by to get to high school.
Does not surprise me.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, Chuck's back. He says, I have had a very hard time finding crate headers that fit the DW8 chassis, and yes, they're 1 3/4 tubes.
Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, man, you are giving up a lot.
Well, I will tell you this too, Chuck. Though it's really hard to get headers. Period. Right now.
Well, I mean, I would look at whoever can supply you with like 1 5/8 to 1 3/4 stepped header.
Well, I mean,
3-inch collector.
Yeah,
would be what I'd go with for that particular chassis. And I'm not from. I mean, I know Dirtworks. I know.
Is it a modified?
Yeah, it's a modified.
Okay.
And I know mod chassis
actually,
names, but I'm just saying I would go with whatever 1 5/8, 1 3/4 stepped header.
Honestly, I would go.
Collector.
Well, no, I know BA Headers does Dirtworks.
Well, BA does, and I'm sure Schoenfeld does.
They probably do too. I don't have that on the list, but I do have it on the list for BA. BA, some people say it is Baya. I actually asked Joe, who's the owner, his last name's BA. I'm like, okay, dude, how do you say your name? Because I don't know.
Yeah, nobody knows.
So that's like that is the correct pronunciation.
BA.
Although I don't think they care. You know, if you call him Baya. I mean, I honestly, he doesn't get too all worked up about it or anything. But I mean, just to be clear, it's the BEYEA headers are they're my go-to for modified.
Yeah, so I mean,
honestly.
but if you're going 1 3/4 primary tube on a 602, yeah, you're definitely losing.
Okay, this is 602,
and you're losing torque.
He's IMCA.
Oh,
you cannot do a stepped header. You're right.
Oh, okay.
He says can't run steps on IMCA. Oh, I sell straight tube headers to guys in IMCA all day long. All day long. Yeah.
And honestly,
yeah,
on a 602, knowing what I know from asphalt shit, working with Profab, I'd probably be on an 1.5 inches.
Interesting.
I mean, if you can't run a stepped header,
no, you can't in the 602.
Honestly, that's probably what I'd be on. Because I don't give two shits about horsepower. I want torque. So.
Well, but also remember, if you're racing in the Midwest, tracks are a lot different, a lot racier.
Well, that's what I'm getting at.
So you need the torque more.
If you're running in black clay and it's hammered down, I would want 1.5 inch freaking straight tube headers.
Okay.
If you're running, I got customers in Nebraska running 604s who beat super late model engines.
Right.
Yeah. Where it doesn't matter what header you've got.
Right.
That kind of thing. So.
Okay. So Mark has a question. Now we're talking about 604s. He says, do you suggest a 604 header be 1 5/8 primary to 1 3/4 to 3-inch collector for tracks to 3/8 inch mile, or do you have another?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean that is the combination.
He says West Coast, and then Chuck says he's in the West Coast dry slick. Chuck's with the 602. Yeah. So dry slick is what Chuck's dealing with in the 602. Yeah. It'd still say the same thing.
100%.
Yeah. All right. New question, new topic. Oh, Tim Pato is here saying, hey there, Stephen K. Hey, Tim.
How are you?
Thanks so much for being part of the show.
Tim's freaking awesome. We will meet him at Antioch Speedway during my induction in the Hall of Fame there.
Yeah.
Because I know Tim's going to be there.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be great.
And you'll get to meet him.
I will love that. Yeah,
I think
for
because
sure.
you're going with me.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
I am. I am.
Yeah.
I am supporting your. I want to be the trophy girl on your side when you're getting your Hall of Fame.
Well, that's not going to happen. But anyways,
Thanks. Great. Yeah, you just bring me along for. I know we're just joking around.
Yeah.
It's fun. But yeah, no, I'm going. I mean, I'm looking forward to meeting you, Tim. All right, Sean says. We've developed a stumble in the corner since installing the flat air filter base on our 602.
mm-hmm.
Is this a coincidence?
On
On your 602, are you running a 2-barrel carburetor or a 4-barrel would be my question.
And what kind of car?
Yeah, and what kind of car is another good question.
So I'm going to say it's coincidence, just off of that information, but I want to know what kind of car we're talking about. Street stock, modified, late model.
Oh, yeah.
Because it all makes a difference.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Which just reminds me, I'm going to pre-promote something in just a moment here, too.
You're a pre-promoter.
I know. I'm so usually not a pre-promoter, you guys. I'm not. It's one of my pet peeves, but I get excited about things. So I want to share. So we'll wait for Sean to come back with his answer, and we'll try to find out. But you know what? I'll just go ahead and pre-promote now.
Okay.
So exciting news. Of course, you heard me talk about the Cars Racing Show happened January 7th and 8th in Hickory, North Carolina. We're already getting in 2022, guys, with plans. So then on the following weekend, which will be, that's the Friday, Saturday, it's basically going to be the 16th, 17th. We're going to have the Crate late model class for Race Logic, which is going to be in Lenoir City, Tennessee.
Yep. Which we'll be at. Yep,
we'll be there. I'll be there filming and you'll be there. And I haven't even told Brian yet what your answer was. But the following weekend, I don't want to straight up too prematurely promote. Just watch Race Logic's. You'll
Matt
hear
Henderson already.
Well, I know
Matt already.
I know Matt already pre-promoted that because I'm supposed to be creating all the login stuff for the website because Brian's like, Kate Dillon, he tags me in it on Facebook, but he'd already asked me.
Matt kind of went off already.
Yeah, he already prematurely promoted. So the following weekend after that is going to be the street stock class. It is going to take place in North Carolina, and you have agreed to also be a speaker since there are many in the street stocks that are running crate engines, and you can bring some value into that piece of it. So,
well, I hope.
Thank you for being part of it. Well, I mean, I've been to. I've been to several of the Race Logic classes. You will definitely bring value. I know you will.
One thing I would recommend, honestly,
sure,
is because it's going to be so close.
Right.
Let's get somebody who knows something about exhaust. Let's get Andy to come.
On the I'll talk to Brian and I'll talk to Andy.
I mean, I am talking profab. I mean, we're not talking cheap ass headers. I'm just talking about let's get somebody who can come there and explain how things actually work. Because a lot of people don't understand how exhaust affects these cars and how they affect these engines. And it would be really good to get somebody like Andy. I can speak so much to it.
Right. Yeah.
But maybe he and I can complement each other on how it works for what I'm doing versus how it works for what he's doing. You know, I mean, it would be
I think that's a fantastic idea because Profab has gotten more involved in the street stock headers.
Oh,
I have
they're balls deep in it right now.
Yeah, so. I have several sets on order.
Right.
I mean, as soon as they're done, I'll be making that a trip down to Charlotte because I'll have a whole nother van load of headers to load.
So I mean, that would be my suggestion for that whole deal.
Okay. And so that was our sort of a commercial break there. But back to Sean's question here, and he says he's got a 4-barrel carburetor. It's a Willys 650 on a UMP B mod.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a 602 engine if it's gonna be a B mod, 4-barrel carburetor. Willys 650. I mean, 650 does. I don't. Can you explain why they would get a stumble, and if it'd be related to the flat air filter base?
No. Not to the flat air. I mean, that will not create a stumble. I can tell you that for 100% fact.
Mm-hmm.
What creates stumbles in the middle of the corner is there's two things. Number one, you're too lean. Number two, you're too rich. I mean, not too rich. You got too much. Your float level's wrong.
Oh, okay.
So what happens nowadays, the cars are like this.
They're all angled.
You're going in the corner
attitude.
like this, right? Attitude. So if you're up like this and your float levels aren't high enough, let's say in the secondaries,
Oh.
it shuts the fucking float off.
Mm-hmm.
So when it shuts the float off, you get this lean, like you're back on the gas and it goes, blah.
Right.
And then
because you just slapped it across.
Then
the
when you're on the straightaway and the car's settling back down, it goes and starts running.
Right, it does fuel again.
The other thing is when you go into the corner and you're like jacked up and you're like this, it blows over out of the vent tubes.
Oh,
and you get a rich stumble.
Okay,
which means that it goes. I mean, you go into the corner and car goes up like this. You're back on the gas, and then goes. Blah, I mean, it doesn't want to run.
Right.
So it sounds like it's like I don't know.
They got to stumble.
I say the engine's running underwater.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So if it sounds like that, then you've got fuel blowing out of the back, so your float level's too high. But there's a fine line between too high and too low.
Right.
So what we do, honestly, this is
go to your pet supply store.
This
right.
is like a 1960 fix.
Right.
We run a crossover tube from the back vent tube to the front vent tube, cut a hole in the middle so it still vents, and it won't spill over into the Venturis, basically.
Yeah,
so
and like, are
you need to talk to your driver, and if it's a dead stumble, I mean, if you're back on the gas, he goes, and he's like, wham, back on the throttle, and then goes, blah, and dies, that's a lean stumble. Raise the float levels.
Great tips there, Steve. Great tips. I see Charles Stanley is here from Elkin, North Carolina, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And, it's great to get other Carolinians.
They got a good old racetrack up there.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good question. Jeremy says, is 2050 oil too much for 604?
If you're looking at producing all that power, yes. Will it protect the engine? Fine. Just yes. I mean, is it going to be, is it, I mean, if you're running a 540 or a 2050, will you win or lose a race? Probably not. I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with 2050. I mean, with 2050, I would certainly want to make sure the engine's warmed up before you go out and qualify or race or something like that.
Isn't that what's in the kind of like the GM book that comes with the new engine? Don't they recommend like the Mobile One?
Well, it's 1550.
Oh, 1550. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, heavier. I see. Susie is here. She says, "Hey, Kate and Steve, just saw y'all are on. We are having a pool party.
Nice. I wish I was.
I know. You know what? I might have to get a baby pool for us out here."
That would be really fucked up. Actually.
I know. But I mean, if anybody doesn't know, I mean, this is my backyard. So we have a hillside full of. Oh, if I was to move the camera, you'd see there's actually a sun. Oh my God. Okay, Vampire Man. Yeah. Well, it's just showing like there's no backyard. Like this is as good as it gets. Yeah. So patio.
I'm amazed the whole freaking heater's like operating. This is like 90-something degrees out here right now.
Well, it's because the thing that it's on. So yeah, you guys can kind of see. Oh no,
sorry, it's 84.
It's 84. It might be 84 somewhere in Rutherford, like at the airport, but it's hotter than that here right now. I can about guarantee you.
Pretty fucking hot.
No, we had that problem so much last summer with overheating equipment because we were shooting on a phone last summer, and a phone definitely couldn't take this heat. So what I have here is, you guys can even see it in the anybody who's watching on video, is I have this little pedestal thingy, and because I plugged this USB into my computer, it's a fan.
Yeah.
So
and we got a fan blowing over here too.
We have a fan blowing, and then we've got exhaust. This is exhausting.
Yeah.
Out of any of the heat off of the laptop. Yeah. So that's why we're not overheating. Okay. It's the only reason why. Really, because any other piece of equipment, it's really hot. It's really hot for sure. Yeah, but keep asking those questions.
And Curtis is over here like going, "That's not hot."
Yeah, he really likes hot weather. Really,
I mean, it's 80 degrees in my house right now. So
it's 80 degrees.
Only dude I've ever seen who wears a sweatshirt, like a hoodie, when it's like 90 degrees here.
Oh, apparently it's like a landscaper trick that somehow you get to stay cooler.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well.
I know. I don't know how that works. I don't have the bravery for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets this hot, and I'm just like my hair. I don't know. I get the tiniest bead of sweat, and I'm all like, "Oh my God, I'm sweating my own sweat." It's like you when you cut yourself. I'm bleeding my own blood, like from dodgeball.
So what'd you do? You brought out like the cards tonight, or what?
I did. Oh, Rick is here from Ontario, Canada.
Oh,
And it's
nice.
hot there too. So it must be,
Really?
yeah. That's interesting.
How hot is it in Ontario?
Yeah, I would like to know what hot is because it's like 90 to 100 here right now. So, but you know what? I'm not surprised. I mean, having grown up in Iowa and Minnesota, people think it's cold country.
No, I can get hot as shit.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal. And when it's hot, oh man, it's miserable.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I got the pod decks. I've got the episode deck, which we don't usually use. The what the heck and the would you rather.
Okay.
So which one would you rather have?
I don't know.
Would you rather?
Do that one.
Okay. I don't know. It was just kind of a joke there. So yeah. So for anybody who doesn't know, I don't know. I just bought these online and they're kind of fun just to
We like whip
have
them out.
random questions that we ask one another. I don't know. I'm just going to hand you a few. I don't think you care. So there's 3 there. And if
Okay.
you've had the question before, then just put it back. All right. So do you want to start or do you want me to start? Oh, we've seen that one before. Okay, we've had that one. That one. We've had these.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Yeah. Yep. I guess I picked from the wrong part of the deck.
I need a different one there.
Yeah, because we picked from the wrong part of the deck here, so I guess I do need to spread them out. But there you go. There's a couple.
All right. Well, are we doing 4 or 3 or what?
Like 3, but
Okay.
I had to throw most of mine. Okay. Oh, here we go. I got one for you, Steve. Would you rather
Mm-hmm.
have your jaws wired shut for a month, drinking only out of a straw, or wear an eye patch for a year?
Definitely the straw with the, because I can drink beer.
Yeah, I kind of knew the answer to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
Yeah. Okay.
Because my whole thing is like vision, man.
Yeah.
I wear contact lenses and I hate not being able to see shit. So, yeah, absolutely. All right, Kate. You
Yes.
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Would you rather lick every inanimate object you see, or be licked by every living thing you see?
Oh man.
This is such a fucking loaded question.
Oh man, the grossness is like, I'm just gonna have to say that I would rather lick than be licked. Honestly, I'd feel a little more control over the inanimate objects. At least I could pick which part that I'm licking. That is hopefully a little bit less suspicious than the last,
Oh, fuck,
rather
that's
than
funny.
random strangers licking me.
Or things.
Or things. Oh my god, like dogs,
It could
and
be like my
cats,
skunk.
and snakes, and
My
your skunk, and every person you walk down on the street,
Right.
like, oh,
All right.
yep, I'm gonna
There
just
you go.
lick a Kate. And like, hell no, no part of that.
Yep.
All right, this one's like, okay, I can't even ask this because it's just way too
Easy.
way too easy. Okay, I think I know what the answer to this one is too. But would you rather have your face printed on money, or your own small town named in your honor?
My own small town.
Oh,
1,000 fucking %.
right. So like Steveville.
Well, no.
What would your own personal town be?
No. What was that freaking show?
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek. Right? So I can totally see like Steve's Creek.
Steve's Creek.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That was the. I would have guessed that you would have said the other.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather wear a onesie 24/7 for a year, or a horse head costume for a month straight?
I'm gonna go with the horse head costume.
I'd have gone with the onesie because they're pretty comfortable.
Okay. You don't sit to pee because you're a boy, so
Well, there's
that's
Oh,
gonna
yeah, I
be
didn't even think
the.
about that.
Touche.
I mean, not to get weird, but that's a
Mhm.
legit. I mean, a one-piece swimsuit versus a two-piece is a convenience, is a large
Yeah, I didn't
difference.
think about that.
All right, this is going to be a tough one for you, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Would you rather? Okay, for the moment, it's the Christmas party.
Right.
Would you rather spike the punch or Xerox your butt at the next office party?
Since I have a nice ass, I'm gonna go with Xerox my butt.
Because I spike the punch. I bring the full bar, is why. And the
I do
keg.
legit have a nice ass.
You do.
I've
Oh
been
my
told
god,
that.
it's so hot.
Like, you know. On like
Semi.
one occasion.
Is that what the translator told you? She said.
Exactly. Hey, I've been to Ukraine. Trust me. It's exactly what she said. Damn it! How the fuck did you know that?
I'm insightful.
All right, last one.
All right, what you got
On this thing?
Uh-huh.
Would you rather face a fork in the road or be forced to pick between 3 doors? Oh, that's almost like that game show. What was that game show where they had like?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Huh. I mean, it's almost like I don't want
What's
to
the
go
prize
too
at the end
deep.
of the tunnel? I mean,
But it's like I've had a whole lifetime of forks in the road.
right.
I really have.
Yeah.
It's like
So what are you going with?
You go, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna. I like 3 doors.
Damn.
Who
3
doesn't want a
doors.
classic Monty Hall problem? I mean, 3 doors all the way.
Exactly.
3 doors. Monty Hall problem.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Gotcha. Okay, so here we go. We're back to tech questions now rather than pod deck questions. And Chuck has a question. He says, on the talk of fans, because we're talking about the fans for the laptop and for our faces. He says 2-blade, 3-blade, or 4-blade fan on a 602 crate. I have a 3-blade 18-inch.
The least amount of blade you can get away with. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Right.
So if you can keep one cool with a 2-blade, run a 2-blade. 3-blade, run a 3-blade. 4-blade, run a 4-blade. Like time and time again, which this is one reason why like E85 or methanol or something like that is such an advantage, is because I can do away with fan blade, and the less blade I run, the more power I produce to the rear tires.
Because it's less that you're giving up.
Correct.
Because the fan is you're always going to be giving up some power to a fan, right?
Correct.
And so you're giving up less, which means that you can gain more.
So always the least amount of blade.
Great.
So my question for you then would be, would you recommend going with like one full solid, if you're going to run a 2-blade, the solid 2-blade fan, or would you want the fans with the replaceable?
I want the one with the replaceable blades.
Nice.
Honestly, I mean, and I ain't throwing off on our fans that we produce, or
your 2-blade fans.
How many? God, you probably sold like 3,000 of those things in the last 6 years or 7 years.
Yeah.
But I would personally go with one I can replace blade, not only size, but I can add, I can subtract. I mean, that's what I do.
The other piece about the race fan, like a 2-blade race fan versus the steel Hendren fans, they're close to the 2-blade steel fan isn't really that much heavier. I mean, it's some heavier, but
it's pretty heavy, but as compared to,
but the difference is the rotating weight,
right? Because
with a steel fan, you have the weight is distributed cleanly throughout the whole fan.
I mean,
so you got weight on the outside and on the inside. But with the race fan, you're going to have a concentration of the weight in the hub, and then super lightweight
and
blades.
Less chance of slippage and everything else.
Yeah, yeah, because slippage isn't good.
No. Well, not in that circumstance.
Yeah.
I do like things being a little slimy every now and again.
Alrighty then. Rick's does say that up in Ontario, Canada, says roughly the same temperature, but 90% humidity.
Oh yeah, you're the same fucking place we're at. Right
now. We're pretty much there too. Yeah,
I never would have thought that in Ontario.
Yeah, no, that's.
Of course, I've never been there, but
yeah, I think there's probably water nearby.
Probably.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
It's Ontario, so there is definitely water nearby.
It could be Lake Ontario, maybe. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I better study up on Canadian geography. It'll probably be at trivia next week. Oh.
All I know is there's a bunch of snow Mexicans up there right now that are like hot as shit. Snow Mexicans. Well, I mean, that's what they are. They're snow Mexicans. They're north rather than south. And there's snow up there.
We have Canadian friends, and that's where that comes from. I mean, I think they said it first, maybe.
I mean,
so it's like kind of a joke. I'm just trying to make very clear we are not being racist on this show.
Are we not?
No, we are not.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just fucking with them.
I know you are.
Snow Mexicans are a real thing.
Mhm.
They're super white. Like, I'm talking like super, like this kind of white.
Coming soon to the Des Moines Register. Wow.
It's fun. It's fun. I mean,
Now
I like Snow
Mike
Mexicans.
is here. Mike is here, and he's here from Oregon. He says, "I showed up at an odd time." So that might have been during pod deck time. So
or Snow Mexican time.
where we're no, it was before that. So,
Oh, okay.
So we could be Xeroxing butts. At the
Right,
Christmas
well,
party.
yeah.
Oh my God! He says hello, friends. And Rick does say in Canada they're surrounded by lakes, so it's
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
lots
It's
of
like
lakes.
where you grew up in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Land of 1,000 lakes.
No,
so
no, 10,000.
10,000.
Add a zero, dude.
Whoa, that's a lot more.
Got to add a zero. But there
That's a lot
again,
of fucking lakes.
if
And mosquitoes that will carry you away, right?
they will. But there again, if you have in Minnesota, if you've got a standing body of water that's maybe the size of, I don't know, a car, but you name it, it's a lake.
It's a lake.
So
Okay.
if it stays there, it's a lake.
That's why there's 10,000 of them.
10,000 of them. No, you know how they got 10,000 lakes in
No.
Minnesota? For real? The glaciers. When the glaciers went over there, they tore up a bunch of stuff, and then when they melted, they left the water behind. But they left all these holes in the landscape.
So we're like 6,000 years ago.
Oh my God. Yeah, and how did that happen
Sorry.
when the Earth? How did that
I just had to
happen?
bring that
How
up.
did that happen when the Earth is so flat?
I know.
I hope y'all can tell we're kidding. So yeah. Okay. Dave, we're back to serious things.
Okay.
It says, what diameter are these fans that we're talking about? And he
They go
uses
fit-
a 14-inch blade or 14. He has a 14-inch fan.
All right,
right
like
now.
the race fan light comes in 15, 17, and 19.
And then your steel fan is an 18-inch.
Yeah, that's an 18.
Yeah.
On my son's race car, we run E85 and we run a 2-blade 17.
Okay.
But we have a really good shroud.
Yeah, you got to have a good shroud. Always. Speaking of Alex, Charles says, how does Alex like his 525?
We're gonna go test next Wednesday
Okay.
at Gaffney.
Uh-huh.
So we'll
We'll find out then.
We will find out.
Oh, Rick thinks we're hilarious. Canadian Rick thinks that we are hilarious. That's great. And Dave says you gotta love the shit. So
Well,
yeah. No, we love you guys. It's always fun to just kind of hang out and have a
All right,
beer
next
with you.
next deck.
Oh yeah, this one is what the heck. So this is like super random questions.
Is it?
I guess. I mean, because it's not like a would you rather. It's just random.
So I'm gonna give you 3.
Yeah, just give me 3.
I'm gonna give you 1,
1,
2,
2, 3.
3. 1, 2, 3. And if you got it before, then
You're right. I know.
All right.
I know. Okay. Oh,
Are you going
gotcha.
first or am I
I'm going first. Yeah. Would you ever pick up a hitchhiker?
absolutely not, because I fucking hate hippies.
Okay then.
No,
All
fuck
right.
a hippie. I don't give a shit.
I didn't say would you ever pick up a hippie? I said would you
No,
ever pick up a
but who
hitchhiker?
hitchhikes? Hippies.
Hippies.
I don't like hippies. I grew up in California. I hate fucking hippies.
Oh my god. Okay,
There you go.
I don't think that's on the community standards list right now. I don't think hippies are a protected class.
No, they're not.
I'm just making
No,
sure,
no.
you know.
They're not. So, like, we can continue the YouTube video here.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, fuck hippies. I don't like them.
Okay. All right, and all right, what do you have for me, Steve?
What is the strangest? Wait. What is the strangest skeleton you ever discovered in someone's closet?
Like I was being super literal there for a minute, but and I was like, yeah, oh yeah.
Keep in mind your stepson's sitting over here.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's, like there's the whole not safe for work. There's probably like the not safe for YouTube. I honestly can't think of anything super strange. Like just random. I don't know. Do you have an answer to this? This is the one I'd have to really think about. It's like one of those things that would come up in
All
stories.
right, so we'll bring this up. Your ex-husband, what's the strangest thing you ever found in his closet?
I mean, the level of strange is It's pretty high. So
Well,
what are you thinking of in particular?
I don't know. It's not my question. It's
just,
yours.
Well, no, it's really just like
and you have
what
to answer
secrets,
it. You literally have to answer it.
What secrets would you uncover? I mean, it's not really a skeleton or finding something in somebody's closet. It's like, what secrets did you have somebody reveal and you were like, whoa, I would not have thought that.
Was it the time you went to jail for smacking him?
No, I mean, that wasn't really a skeleton. And now thank you for letting my secret out to the world.
It is the funniest thing ever.
It is quite the story. So yes, I've been to jail. So glad you made that.
And almost on cops.
That's really where you wanted to go.
That was the second time?
No, for me it was once. Yeah, no.
Right,
No, I really can't think of anything. I really can't. I mean, because at some point, you just get so acclimated to whatever.
That was fucking boring.
I'm sorry, but
all right.
Yeah, okay.
Boring.
All right. What's the longest you've ever waited in line for something, and what was it? Have you camped out for concert tickets or something?
No, it'd be an amusement park ride.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At in Disney in California.
Gotcha. Okay.
That was lame.
I know. Yeah.
My
I
turn?
don't know. I mean, you gave me the cards. So.
My turn?
Yep.
Have you ever had a "this can't be happening" moment?
Oh,
what was it?
When I went to jail.
You went to jail for what?
For slapping my husband once. Yes.
For domestic violence?
Oh my God. So glad I got that, so glad I was waited a year and wrote to the judge and got that off my record so that you could get it on to, a national audience that is going to see this video all throughout YouTube. And
I'm completely intimidated by that whole thing. So that's why I just toe the line.
I don't hit people anymore at all. I won't even, no, I do not. I won't even punch you on the shoulder. Some people will be oh, that was funny. And they just punch you on the shoulder. See, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. And I'm especially not going to do it on camera.
So that would be evidence.
Yeah. So that would be oh my God. I mean, I'm the one who called. So this can't be happening to me. Yeah,
all right,
but it did. All right. So Steve, have you ever had anything waxed?
No.
And if so, not.
No.
So?
I mean, absolutely not.
Okay.
So I mean, no. Not even my butt hairs. No. So I have not.
Okay.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Back in high school, what was the strangest thing someone could find in your locker?
Oh. I was a kid who grew up watching Let's Make a Deal. And you remember Let's Make a Deal, the game show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so and for anybody who is maybe especially younger in the audience, Let's Make a Deal was this game show. And that would be where there's the door number 3 and all of that. But in between, the host would be asking the audience and saying, hey, who here? I've got $100 for someone if they've got a matchbook from a pizza joint in Chicago. And people would dig through their bags and be oh, it's me. So I was inspired by that show. I always had way more shit in my bag. I had one of those biggest spree bags, that were like giant canvas bags. Pretty much. And I had everything. Curling iron, hairspray. I mean, I was ready for a weekend giveaway and an appearance on Let's Make a Deal anytime I had my Esprit bag. And so now actually one of my shoulders is different than the others.
Did you ever punch somebody for trying to steal it or anything?
No,
with your domestic violence background?
Oh my God. No.
No? Okay. I was just curious.
No. Wow. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna move on to what our viewers have to say because I'm a little bit scared here now.
All right.
Tom says California weather for you in a few months.
Yep.
Hey, y'all get those.
Dude, I can't
out.
wait, honestly.
Yeah, I know you're excited.
God, I can't wait.
Oh, awesome, amazing assistant Tori is here. She says, wow, I feel like there's a backstory to the hippie hate. Is there a backstory to the hippie hate?
Yeah, I grew up with fucking hippies and I hate them. That's it.
Wow,
I
what
mean,
an interesting answer.
I mean, seriously. I mean, they're they all smell like fucking patchouli oil, and they don't shower. They're freaking nasty, and they're breathing the same fucking air I'm breathing, so I don't like them.
All right, moving on. All right, Chuck is asking. He says, "Hey, did you find a random piston in Steve's LOL?" All right, Charles has a question. He says, "What series is Alex going to run with that? I'm assuming with the 525
fuel series."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did that because, like, around here, it's like really hard to like run a bunch of 604 races weekly.
Mm-hmm.
So just more track time is why we did
Yep.
that for him. And I think the 525 will help him with the 604 deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, just
So we're
shaking it up.
Yeah, we're going to test, like I said, next Wednesday at Gaffney.
Yep.
And we got the chassis builder down there and everything. So we're gonna do a bunch of testing. So
Bunch of
we'll see what
stuff.
happens.
Great. Oh, so Nigel's here now. Nigel is watching us from Australia, and
Mhm.
I've been on Nigel's podcast before.
Yep. Good night,
And
mate.
Nigel's watching while getting a COVID test. So that's a
Oh.
trip. Have you heard about Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Australia's like going full fucking communist.
Wow. So if anybody hasn't heard, I think it was in Sydney. They've done 82,000 COVID tests and have found, was it 111 people positive?
And one person died.
Who is 83 years old. I mean, I'm not trying to,
Yeah,
no. There's a little objectivity here, but because of that, they're locking
Full
down.
lockdown.
There's 900,000 people locked down, can't leave their homes.
Yeah.
And I just don't understand why that's, it's the no regrets policy of the, was it prime minister maybe?
So stupid.
But they're the only authority. So, and that's just absolute. Yeah. I don't even know. Oh, but Nigel said a 38-year-old died today.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's one.
38 is a lot different than 83.
Yeah, but there's one.
Yeah.
That's the exact opposite, actually.
Yeah, it is. But it's still a lot different. I mean, is it that deadly? Is this?
People are going to die from the fucking flu.
Yeah, I know.
People are going to die from freaking COVID. I mean, sorry. It's.
I mean, again, not to be and we have a good friend who's been in the hospital. We're not going to say who it was or anything, but
he's been in intensive care for like a week.
Yeah, and just off the respirator
and
breathing on his own. It sucks.
Bad.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But you know what? There's no reason to shut down everything over.
I'm with you.
I hate to say it.
I'm 100% on board.
Honestly.
I mean, for me, the lockdown is a whole motivating matter because it's about a lot more.
I mean, my son had swine flu.
Yes.
At 11 years old, and because of that, he had an autoimmune deficiency. And it shut down his freaking pancreas, and now he's a type 1 diabetic.
Right.
Because of the fucking swine flu.
Right.
So, unfortunately, that's the risk we run. I mean, good God.
I know.
This shit's getting so stupid.
Oh, and he does. Oh, so Nigel does say it's a Delta strain, and he's on board. He's correct.
That's out here now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all Delta now. I mean, everybody wants everybody to get the jab.
Right.
So I ain't doing it, but that's me.
Hey, you do you. Your body, your choice.
I fucking had this shit twice, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I know. I only had it once.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
well, there's that.
Yeah. I mean, you go for the twofer. I mean, I was one and done.
I'm a freaking smoker. I'm fat. I'm old. And I've lived so far. So
yeah,
I'm willing to take my fucking chances.
Are you doing secret cardio, Steve?
Well, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I guess I've discovered the secret. Your secret. You're doing you're hanging out on that treadmill at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Getting the cardio going.
Exactly.
Wow.
See?
Okay. Oh, Charles says that with Alex, he can also run with the Blue Ridge Outlaw late models.
Yeah, he can.
With Smooth.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey, it's always about more choice. More choice is good. I like choice. I like choices.
Yeah,
because you know why? I'm an American.
Right.
Freedom.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't wear my shirt.
I mean, I know we were just talking with Australia. I know. So yeah, I'm all about freedom, and
Yeah,
I mean, to me, it's the most valuable thing we have. I mean, freedom and time are the two most valued intangibles, valued period, regardless whether it's tangible or intangible. Wow, I know. I don't know what the deal is with the flies. I guess they wanted to get out in the shade here. So there you go. So wow, can you believe we've been talking for like an hour and 15 minutes, Steve?
really?
I know.
I
Yeah.
don't believe it.
So I guess we can kind of wrap it up. But
If you want
yeah, I think we're good. And that way it's probably time for another beverage
to. And go eat.
and go eat, do the things. Alrighty. Well, do you have anything last before I wrap up the show here? Any final words before you interrupt me when I'm wrapping up the show?
No, I mean, just other than like back again, congratulations to my good friend Kyle Bronson
Yes.
for freaking dominating I-80 last night.
It was that dominant. I mean, it really was amazing.
It's a half a lap.
Holy
and
hell.
winning 53 grand.
$53,000.
My good friend Kyle Bronson.
Yep.
I love that dude. He does more for us than, anybody other than maybe Jonathan Davenport.
Right.
And love them both. Love Kyle. He freaking won. Badass dude.
Awesome. So if you've ever have any questions and you're not going to be able to make the show, you're welcome to send an email.
And
Yes.
Dylan Brown last week for freaking just annihilating everybody at freaking.
That team
Charlotte.
works really hard at trying to make sure
He
that they're
does.
always dialed in.
And and Matt Henderson.
Yeah. Matt was doing some
our
great
buddy
stuff.
who's going to be at
The Race Logic Chassis
Race Logic
School.
deal.
Yep.
I mean, Matt. Good lord.
Oh, and I think
Dylan won Saturday
right.
the 10 grand,
And
Matt finished third by God, it was like a thousandth of a second or something.
Oh my
like
gosh!
That. I mean, it was just what was it on the front of your axle tube or the back of your axle tube for the race monitor deal?
Right. Yeah. Oh wow. And now I know Matt Henderson is going to be on Brian Littleton's show for Race Logic. Yeah. They're going to be doing a StreamYard.
Well, he was on the other night.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking he was going to be on. I didn't realize that he was already on. So you can check that out. In fact, I work with Brian on his YouTube channel, and we'll have that video up in the next few days if you haven't already.
He's the house driver for CVR.
Yep, CVR race cars, Chip Vineyard's been great to work with.
Chip's freaking awesome.
That's the thing is just all of the connections within this industry, and when you can get really, just this amazing group together, it makes all the difference in the world.
The fun thing to me about the chassis school is everyone learns something.
Right. Instructors and students alike.
I learned a lot. I spoke, I don't know, the last one 20 minutes or 30 minutes?
Something like that.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But I sat there and listened to everything that was said, and it was like, wow.
Right.
I learned a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing this shit all my life. And I don't know. It's
well, and what I really loved,
pretty damn impressive.
What I loved a lot was because you had different opinions on the stage from different, the different instructors. In some cases, not in all cases, but there's not always just one clear-cut answer.
No.
And to bring together this diverse group of, when I say diverse, it's not really that diverse, but like with different disciplines.
It's a bunch of white dudes talking about racing.
But they're from different disciplines. So you've got the shock guy and the shock guy and a chassis guy and a driver. And, they're each going to bring some of their own personal experience, which could be, there could be a reason, there could be some other reasons, but they give the reasons. You get the full story. You're not just, this isn't a sales pitch. It, transmissions, for example, have 3 different opinions on transmissions.
Well, I'll use this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So when we went to the late model deal last year,
mm-hmm.
so Matt's in there in the same freaking room with dudes he's wrecked and got wrecked by before.
Right.
But he's giving them the same information he's giving to somebody he's never met.
Right. Yeah.
So to me, that's
transparency.
Kudos to him. Kudos to everybody who goes there and gives. I don't even want to call it secrets. It's not necessarily secrets to us, but it's information that people might not know. Yeah. And I don't know. I love it.
And you've got the access right there. If you're there live, then you get the access right there. And then, of course, I do everything I can to capture that experience and
if
bring
you go
cameras.
To the show, you also get the copy of. You get that for free, right?
If you attend in person.
If you attend
in person,
then you
get
can like go back. If you missed
watch
it the first
videos,
time, you can go back and watch it.
The video series,
that's what I'm getting at.
yeah. So you can really engage yourself, and you don't have to worry about making sure that, oh gosh, I mean, I tried to take notes, but then they were on to the next thing and all of that. So you can watch and rewatch, and I break everything down into just little videos.
And I will say, after the show's done, or after every day's done, we do go out and have a few beers and like have a good time.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah, some people do.
You did too.
I was pre-gaming. I was pre-show. By the time filming is done for the day, I am wiped out.
Yeah, but you were a little bit,
I'm just not that cool.
I'll have a freaking margarita.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Or
It's
two,
a blur.
Or
It's
5.
a blur. Oh, was that at Chili's?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I blamed Mary's at Chili's. Yeah, because I posted a picture.
You might have done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been something. Yeah. Anyway, do we have any other do you have any last words?
No, I'm
Steve?
good. I'm good till next week.
Okay, well, of course, we will be back next Sunday. No interruptions. I will be back on Tuesday on Crate Insider's channel for Top 5 Tuesday. But I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the show. Of course, we live stream to both YouTube and Facebook on Sundays at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And you can catch the replay in either of those spots. Or if you prefer to listen, look us up at RacingInsidersPodcast.com. And I want to thank you so much. And we will see you next week. So see you later. Bye.
Thanks.